Obviously, this is going to get sent to all together. That's a joke. Bitch, get a life.
Bitch, get a life.
Podcasting is really, we'll see. At least we can laugh at ourselves.
Live from Charlotte, it's Annabelle Hennigar.
Oh my God, Allie, so good to see you. How are you?
Good. I'm so good. Better now that I'm seeing you for the first time.
You're too sweet.
For those who can't see, which is all of you, Annabelle's wearing a super cute pink tie-dye sweatshirt. So good job on that one. I'm excited to have you on here. I didn't have a name when I was going in to talk with Nora, and Nora was like, it'll come to you. Just sort of go with it. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I said, bitch, get a life, as I was ranting. But then I realized I like this idea for the name of the podcast because it is making fun of me. Like, what are you doing with all this time? Get a life, Allie. That's so embarrassing. But on the other hand, I think the topics I'm talking with people about are very much so about how they live their lives and what inspires me about them. So in a way, the people I'm interviewing have gotten a life. And I also wanted to mention that we've been talking about podcasting for a while.
Yes.
You and I,
absolutely.
Look, do you want to fill them in on, or I can, of course, too.
Yeah, so Allie and I just happen to always have some story from Thursday night, whether it's out at Town Tavern, L8, the Grand, there's always something we need to debrief on in the morning. And so we started talking about having this Friday morning podcast, including any, overnight guests that any of us may have had. In Darnell in our beds once we wake up in the morning.
Right. I think you're doing a fantastic job of explaining this. And so let's just say I acted out. And Annabelle also had a little repeat offender. So I'm no shame here. I was coming in with new people every week, so it's fine. Yeah. And I would wake up, who knows where. And I would walk into their room, Darnell 109, and your repeat offender was often in there, still in bed. And I would wake everyone in the room up and be like, guys, listen to this. What do you think it means? Is he going to talk to me again? What did I do wrong? How does my hair look? We would get your repeat offender's opinion on different male behaviors.
Right.
And it was
we got really deep.
We did get deep. So yeah, I think maybe we can let that be there.
And God said, let there be light.
Let that be there. Okay. Can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Annabelle Hennigar. I'm a freshman in the college. In my free time, I've been listening to a lot of music, I would say, is how I fill most of my hours. It's a good way to relax for me. Also a good way to get out energy when I'm trapped in the house.
Yeah. And that's something I wanted to talk to you a little bit about because I associate you with this really interesting music taste. You're one of the first people I met that judges a boy by his music taste. You actively stalk boys' Spotifys. And that is something that I didn't even know. And that's coming from me. I'm like Carmen. What's her name? Carmen Diaz. Carmen Sandiego. Sorry.
Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego. She was like that. She wore that red trench coat and like every boy's sexual awakening me. What I'm trying to say is that I have a real knack for internet stalking boys.
Yes. I think that more common is people like stalk people on Instagram or add them on Snapchat, have a conversation, kind of judge them based on that. But I just have to have like something a little different, and that happens to be music taste. Honestly, I will look at girls' music taste too if I can't quite figure them out.
And I wonder if that's because nobody is really out here stalking Spotify's besides you. And so people don't have the association that it has to be curated.
Exactly.
Just in case.
Right. It's so authentic.
Right.
Like, I think you would look at my Instagram and you'd look at my Spotify and think I'm completely different person. But I think my Spotify is way more true to who I am.
I agree with that. When I first met you, you were like this sweet little Southern Charlotte girl. And I was like, oh my gosh. Then I started getting to know you. You started wearing fishnets. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I look at your Spotify. You have like a coffee playlist that starts out all like Rex Orange County. By the end, it's like straight Kanye. Every song is explicit. It's just like such a progression. And I think that really speaks to you. So you inspired me to
stalk this boy I was interested in.
Spotify. But then what I accidentally stumbled upon, which everyone's going to know, not everyone, but most people are going to know who I'm talking about when I say this fact. But I found out that his dad used to be a singer-songwriter.
You're kidding.
So, no, I'm not. And of course, I go through and I listen to this.
He's on Spotify?
He's on Spotify.
Wow.
I know. But then, of course, I had to look the dad up on LinkedIn after.
Right.
So I found this. He has this sort of more corporate job now. He's a total DILF, I must say.
Wow. I mean,
I guess it actually did give me a perspective on his son, that the interest of mine, because I was like, I guess I was attracted to him because I felt like he was, sounds like every girl ever, because I thought he was like different from the boy that was just going straight to like a corporate situation. And I guess I can see that now and see why, because of his dad's situation.
No, absolutely. That honestly makes so much more sense to me now, because I think artists in a lot of cases are like poets in a way, or like writers who just kind of like get their emotions out on paper and then create some form of art with that.
Wow.
And I think kids of people like that are probably brought up to like think on a higher level and think more deeply about things, and maybe even be better at like expressing their emotions. And that's kind of the sense that I got when you were talking about how your conversations went with this boy.
Right.
You know, conversations were easy because you both had so much in common, and like he was able to get deep with, I don't know, talk about things.
That's what she said.
That happened too, but that's another story. But
you want to know what's embarrassing? How much I talk about this boy and how little time we actually spent together.
But the time you did spend together was really substantial. Remind me, I have to send you a TikTok. Oh my gosh, no, I'm just going to show you right now. Hold on. Okay, first read the caption. Me walking past his roommates in last night's outfit.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't hear my organs getting rearranged for the past 6 hours.
Take it easy. All right. Take it easy.
Yes.
Take it easy.
That's so funny. That is also
It just
so
reminded me of you.
The roommate interaction is so uncomfortable, which I think you do also know. Do you remember when we saw your guy's roommate at Saxby's?
Oh my God. I can't, like, the relationship I have with the other boy,
right?
It's just so unique that I almost like love him for that.
I almost feel like when you hook up with someone, you almost form a more intimate relationship with someone's roommate.
Yeah.
Because it's not degraded by the physical level, but that's still that connection, that emotional level is there.
It's deep. And it's almost a little bit dangerous, because sometimes, did I pick the wrong roommate? Should I crawl out of this bed into the other one's bed? Because honestly, might have been the better choice. Just kick him out on the street, why don't you? Like, shout out Rigatoni. That's what they call him. Shout out Rigatoni. The real MVP. I should have just slept with you.
Annabelle. Okay, so I'm going to just one-up this thought because I absolutely love it. It gets even more complicated when there's a whole suite of them to choose from. You're constantly second guessing. You see one who can like wipe down a counter and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do such things with your hands.
The collective, like,
all
masculinity in that room.
Oh, I mean, I guess we could. I mean, if he's down, I'm down.
To get crazy.
I guess if we just start in the living room, anything's possible. Okay, amazing. So I would like us to share with the class collaborative sex playlist that we have.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We were
Maybe
all
we were all sitting around.
we were
as you
trying to
started it.
study biology, and it took a turn for the better. And in a way, we were still studying biology.
Right.
If
Just
you
more
take really
specifically anatomy, maybe?
male and female anatomy together
As one.
as one.
Okay. So the name of the playlist, the name of the game is Pound Town. It is strategically timed and lined up for different transitions and activity.
Now it's just kind of anything that makes you horny in the slightest. But anyways, when we first made it, the idea was you kind of want to set the mood because, you just met and you kind of want, things to go well in this first hookup session. So you have this playlist ready and it's
Right.
like the first song, boom, gorgeous Kanye West, like Quickie comes on and I'm like, whoa.
And then you go into Peach by Kevin Abstract, and that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
little more tender. But all of a
Yeah.
sudden the tenderness shifts. Bound 2 comes on. All of a sudden you're Kim K. You're on a motorcycle. You're doing your job.
It's really good, actually, that I'm looking at.
So I am looking at it right now also, and I think the funniest part to me is that the playlist lasts 3 hours and 6 minutes. What is your favorite song on this playlist?
I would say it's a toss-up between Gorgeous, which I just think is a classic, and Devil in a New Dress.
Oh, Devil in a New Dress is good. It's also a good length. It's a little long. You're not sure when it's going to stop, but somehow it still keeps going, like you want a sexual experience to be.
Exactly.
Right? I think my favorite one on here is Partition by Beyonce.
I think that I have like an extremely mixed taste. Like I would not say that my favorite genre of music is rap.
Okay.
Like I feel like I can't commit to that even though I have so many rap songs right now.
Now I have a question. There are other parts of your life that are like mixed too. Things that that are seemingly disparate, but they work together and they still influence you. And is that the same thing with your music taste?
Actually, yeah. I actually think that's funny. That's a great question, Allie. Because I say things like dank, but then other times like I dress and like all like cutesy and feel like I can be really girly too. And I think that it's because I'm from the South, which is all cutesy, like country music, like more chill vibes, like my coffee shop playlist. But then I'm from Charlotte, which is really urban.
Mm-hmm.
We're a northern city that happens to be in the South. People here listen to rap, like that's what's popular here. Whereas maybe like in Nashville, people are listening to more country. And then also like even for me, like my mom's from Pakistan, but she grew up in Chicago. From like Kanye West is from Chicago, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And my dad's from North Carolina. So like I don't even think he listened to music growing up, to be honest. And if he did, it was like Bruce Springsteen. So I think that's why it's so mixed. Like what you're saying, like all these factors of my life just play into it. And then I don't know, I like can't commit to one genre.
Right.
Also,
so,
I would say for like moods, your emotions, I don't know, if I'm like angry or really pumped up about something or need to get energy out, I'm going to be listening to rap.
Right.
But then if I'm like looking for a good cry in the shower or like in my bed at night, like I'm going to be listening to like White Ferrari by Frank Ocean and like the Lumineers. When you have different emotions and you want to fit them with songs, you're bound to develop a taste for different genres.
Okay. Yeah. One thing I was curious about as you were talking was you said, oh, maybe your dad likes Bruce Springsteen. What kind of music does your mom like?
She doesn't really listen to music. Sometimes I'll like walk downstairs. We have like a little gym and I'll walk in and it's like blaring I Love It by Kanye West and Lil Pump or whoever that is. And I'm like, what are you listening to? And she's like, I was just on your Spotify. I don't know. I can't. And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
gosh, that's so funny.
And I'm just like so scared to the day that I walk in and she's like, what's Pound Town? I'm like, oh God, Mom, I can't. But so like, I don't think she really cares about music. I think she puts on when she's working out. That's about it.
So would you say that I know there's Julia too, but would you say that you have a closer relationship with music than the other people in your family?
Absolutely. I think Julia also has a good music taste, but she very much likes what she would describe as vibey music.
Okay.
My dad listens to like old stuff and my mom doesn't. So yeah.
So I think,
yeah.
the closest relationship. And it also seems like you extrapolate the meanings of your relationship with music into other parts of your life.
Okay, so I think if you find a song that with lyrics that fit exactly how you're feeling, like that's next level therapy. Like you just play that song on repeat. If it's a sad song, you know, you cry to it in the shower. If it's a pumpy song, maybe you dance to it in your room. But like being able to find that song that you can relate to through the lyrics. And like that's kind of dramatic and like maybe cheesy, I know, but it's seriously such an effective form of therapy, I think.
Do you think that lyrics or the sound of the music is more important?
In general, or
I guess to you.
Both. I think the reason I like Kanye so much and I like so many of his songs is because they all have a good beat, like melody. Like I like rap when it's more melodic, I would say, or musical. Like I can't listen to, I don't know, like Lil Uzi, like I just sometimes can't listen to him because he just raps and raps and raps. And there's like a little tiny segment in the song that's musical, but then it's just back to like straight rap. Kanye, I think, has clever lyrics that are sometimes profane, which makes them entertaining. And then he pairs that with a really nice melody that's unique from his other songs. And I think that's why I love him, because of that combination.
Yeah, I can see that definitely. I think he's able to pull in people who wouldn't normally love rap music, which that's me, but he pulls me in and I want to listen to his stuff. Right. And by the same token, he can connect with people who do like rap because he has that sort of like hip hop component to his music too. And I think Chance the rapper, he's a rapper, but he also has that musical quality too.
Yes.
Songs.
Absolutely. You might like St. John, Allie.
Okay. I think Kid Cudi is like that too.
Kid Cudi, love him. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I like. That's why Kid Cudi I love. He's also great when he's with Kanye. But like lately, I think I've been listening to St. John and Post Malone because they are so like that as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Would you classify Bryce Vine in that category, or do you think he's more of a singer?
I classify him more as a singer, and I group him with Quinn 92, is it?
Yeah.
Is that what he? And Two Friends. That's the kind of stuff you and I and Millie and Aaliyah would listen to as we were getting ready to pregame.
Yeah, because that's when you get out of the shower, you're feeling yourself after listening to Pound Town in the shower. You pop out. You're trying to find an outfit. You're running back and forth across the hall to figure out, do my boobs look big enough in this? Somebody's borrowing somebody else's black crop top instead of the same one that you're wearing right now. Yeah. And yeah, that's the kind of music you listen to as that's all happening. You're getting dirty looks from your roommate. Oh, wait, that's just me. And we go from there. Umbreen walks by. So Umbreen is our resident minister that lives on the floor. She wears a hijab every day, which obviously good for her. Awesome. I don't wear a hijab every day. And she saw me so many times wearing a miserable excuse for a shirt. Yeah. And she was always so kind. Probably every time she invited me to come over, I was like, oh my gosh, she really wants to get to know me. But in her mind, she was like, this woman needs help. Good times. She's a sweet lady.
Oh, I have one thing. I wanted to know, do you have a favorite song? Right now.
Right? Okay, right now. I actually have been listening to the song on repeat today. I love Petite Biscuit. We've talked about this before. The song Waterfalls. It's really good. I was jumping rope today as part of my workout, and it's like great song to jump rope to because I felt like I was on mushrooms, even though I've never been on mushrooms. Like that was the vibe I was getting. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So I would say that's my favorite song right now. Favorite song of all time that's super tough. I would say I've always loved to listen to the music by the Doobie Brothers. That's a good song. But that is a song, you put it on, my hips get going.
That was on your 30-day challenge.
Yes. I also think Tub Thumping is a classic.
You have great music taste, and so I think it's hard to pick.
That's really kind. I never really associated myself as someone with
I do. I associate you with good music taste.
Thanks.
I stalked your Spotify. Don't worry. Don't
Oh,
worry.
I had to, as soon as I found out you were stalking people's Spotify's, I like cleaned my shit up.
Shout out to Andrew, because I know you'll probably have him on this. Andrew has an amazing music taste. I've stalked that more than anybody's lately. And Nick has an amazing music taste, although I haven't found his Spotify.
Okay. Amazing.
Shout out to those two boys.
Good job to them. And when you're saying Andrew, you're talking about Peters.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Kennedy. Maybe next time.
I don't know. I haven't found your Spotify, so
I feel like he would
We'll
like
see.
old. Wouldn't
I don't know.
Kennedy really like Aretha Franklin?
that in the podcast. I feel like people need to hear that.
Okay. I will. So thanks so much, Annabelle. This was fantastic. And we'll have to do this again sometime.
Of course.
And yeah. All right.